told you we're not going to talk about this before I do stuff, okay? We're recording, right?
Yes.
Maybe I shouldn't wave that around on camera. Hi. YouTube world, blah, blah, blah. Anyone else dumb enough to watch this, I know. I've had to make sushi rice balls. Or, I make them sweet. So, sweet rice balls for an anime club meeting. So, I figured I'd show you how to do it. I've already skipped out the hard part. But for any kind of sushi rice, you need sushi rice. It's a lot glossier than regular rice, and it's a lot stickier, which you need. Now, you've already missed this part, but to give it some flavor, even though it had no sushi in it, I put in sushi vinegar, which is just regular vinegar mixed with a little bit, it's rice vinegar, mixed with sugar and sea salt. Gives it a very, very distinct flavor. Anyone who's ever eaten sushi, you know what this stuff tastes like. Now I've already mixed it up, and it's already cooled down a bit, which means this stuff is going to be extremely sticky. You have no idea. Before we do anything else, I'll try to zoom in the camera so you can actually see me.
No kidding.
We're going to slice up the seaweed. If you don't want to use the little seaweed pads at the bottom, you don't have to. I do, because it looks Asian. I'm getting sued for that, aren't I, Montana?
No. You just want it to look authentically like an Asian dish.
It's toasted nori.
Why don't you tell them what it really means?
What, nori?
Yes.
Seaweed. This
Okay.
is seaweed. For those of you that go, ew, seaweed, well then I would never brush your teeth ever again. Because that's got seaweed in it too. So just cut it off. Actually, no, it'd be better if I do it like this on this side. No real distinctive size. God knows I don't. Just big enough to where you know it's going to cover part of the bottom. Now this stuff will cut real easy, so be careful you don't mess it up. And if you're going to cut it, try to cut from the flat end, because it will not bend as much for whatever reason when you slice at it. Alright, let's put those there for later. Now, when you're handling sushi rice, you're going to want to wet your hands, because this stuff is extremely sticky, and if you don't get your hands wet, you're going to look whiter than me when it gets all over you. So, just grab a good handful of this. Like I said, this stuff is already very sticky. Now, you could try to get the traditional triangle looking shape, but I could just never do that. So get enough in your hand, get it into a ball. Pack it. Not too tight, because that'll make it soggy, and not too loose, because then it will just fall apart. Give it a couple rolls, and there. That is a rice ball. Now, the sweet part comes in with the sugar. Montana, see if you can't walk forward with that cable attached to it a little bit.
This is what I get for not making sure that you charge your own freaking
you might
camera.
want to get the cable out of the water, though.
Well,
idea.
Then move. You're in the way.
Now, this is a plate of sugar. For all you drug dealers know that's not crack cocaine, sorry. What I like to do is I just stick that in there and roll it around. Give it a nice little coat.
And what is that again?
That's just sugar.
Just regular granulated sugar?
Straight sugar.
There's different kinds of sugar. Tell them what kind of sugar.
Regular, granulated, run-of-the-mill, put-it-in-cake sugar. Now,
you love to get in the way.
You can serve these when you're done. But I have to take these somewhere, so I'm just putting them in a pan when I'm done. So that's that over there, and that's his brownies. They're going to be awesome, I can tell. Now,
why, thank you.
This stuff will not stick. I've got another pan of water over here. When you're using sushi, you got to get this stuff wet, because that will make it sticky. A lot of this stuff is sticky. So if you're squeamish, I wouldn't even try this. Just pick it up.
Why don't you bring it over here to show them?
And just wrap that over the bottom. And any way you choose, meld that on there a little bit. And voila. That is my rice ball. Take that little bit of hair out of it.
Take it camping with you.
Right? I'm taking it somewhere. Just turn it out. Put it in the case. Alright, that's it.
And yes, that was a Ron White quote.
And be very careful with it, because after being coated in the sugar, it's going to be a little more delicate. And that will do it for me. And I'll see you next time when I'm cooking or doing something crazy or commencing my plans to take over the world, if Starbucks hasn't already beat me to it. Alright, ciao.
This is what I have to put up with all the time.